Yo, 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 yo. What is happening, guys? Leet Dude here. About to cast another game. We've got this yellow Terran, Tafye, versus this green Zerg, Nasreth. And he is the one who submitted this replay. It is going to be a blind cast indeed. And I'm very excited for it. And as you can see, they've spawned. The map is MLG Metalopolis, and you know this because you've got the supply depot down here. So this is not a ladder match, it is a custom game. The other thing too that's interesting to note about the MLG maps is that you can't spawn close position, I believe. So as you can see here as well, scouting, just put a ladder as a toss. Tafye doesn't see the Overlord, but Nasreth does. So around that, 110 mark, it's always good if you're against a Zerg player to to send out an SCV or something to see if you can spot that Overlord, because now Tafye has Tafye, whatever your name is there, bro. He has no idea that that Nasreth's seen him, so Nasreth can go there, get a good scout out and everything. Blinkstalker and GTs are very annoying, I have to agree, and you can attack the SCV, and one good thing to do if you're attacking an SCV is to shift click attack on that guy. So you press shift, hit A, which I'm doing on my keyboard even though you guys can't see it, that's why that came up, and repeatedly click on the SCV, so that way even if the SCV moves around while it's building, because it always does like that, your drone will continue to follow him and attack that one even if other drones come and attack, either SCVs come and attack. And when you bear detection, overseers suck. I have mixed feelings about overseers. I think they're kind of slow, and they're not really good for scouting, but they're tough to keep up with your army sometimes. Yeah, they do cost an awful lot. So you see a tech lab dropping down for Tafye here, and I wonder if he's going to do a Reaper opening, or if he's going to build a factory, maybe get some Blue Flame Hellions. And I know, I did say I was going to cast a few more games this weekend, but I didn't get to. I was watching MLG the entire weekend, and that's pretty much what I did the entire weekend, which was a great time. Terrans have scan, yep. And so, that's a good thing to keep your drone for alive as long as possible. So that way, Terran can't be making any sneaky tech without you knowing it. You can watch for how many gases he gets, whether he keeps the guys on gas and everything. Split DTs. Yeah, that does work. So finally, Tafye here scouts, and I guess he knows the rule that it wouldn't be close positions there. So I guess he was going to try to build a bunker, but he had no luck with that. So it's, he gets down the spine crawler here, and he's got 4 lings out and 2 queens coming. So could be a Spenny Shiwa build or something. What is that Reaper? Whatever happened to that Reaper? Is he still around? I missed that. No, the Reaper's still there. Where is he? Hey. Maybe I'm just blind. The Reaper's somewhere around. He's got it in the control group. Beautiful. Oh, there he is. He's probably going for the Blue Flame, getting that command center up. He's very vulnerable, but at the same time, that's going to be tough to break, especially with repair, unless you get some fast banelings out, and you're going to be almost all in the way. So he's just taking the watchtower just to see what Nasreth will be up to. And Nasreth decides to move out around this time. And Tafye moving his stuff. And this Link is going to get it. Boom! The little gun guy. Got 2 kills for the Reaper. I would suggest if you're going to get an early Reaper like that, at least do a little bit of harassment in the mineral line. If you can get a couple drones, then it's definitely worth it to get that fast Reaper, I would think. So you can see, this is pre-patch because you see the blue flame is actually a red flame, which doesn't make any sense. And he's going for Hellions, and we saw a lot of Hellions in the MLG this weekend. I don't want to do too many spoilers about what happened exactly, but in ZVT and even TVT, there's a lot of Hellions involved. And a lot of people, I'm sure are going to be bringing up the whole debate, is it imbalanced? Like, what's the deal with it? And I kind of don't really think it's imbalanced. I just think it's really strong in that, Zergs need to find a better response than they have. which will come in time. If no better response comes, then got to be something that changes. And I'm not sure why Nasreth doesn't get link speed here. I mean, I'm assuming he just recently got gas, very high in the gas, yeah. But you know, getting that link speed early, because I mean he's floating a lot of minerals. You know, plop down that third hatchery. I mean, if you know he's gonna expand, should be doing a little bit more scouting with these lings. Come on, Nasreth, you can scout. You can scout. Look at it, move. You just gotta click. You move up, up. Oh no! And the Hellions are coming, and Blue Flame is gonna finish in time, and it's gonna be a little bit of trouble. You're probably gonna need at least 2 spines to defend from Hellions. And he's gonna see the Hellions coming, so he's got roaches out in time. You know, Reaper doing some big damage that should. He got 7 kills, which is quite a lot. And now you see he's just taking down 3 tumors, which is quite annoying because we keep replacing them. And sending out the roaches to engage, but you know the Hellions are quick, they're just gonna run away. But they go up that ramp, and that guy gets lucky and survives. I don't know how he did, but he managed to survive somehow. And so we have Nasreth floating a lot of gas now. I mean, he's getting his speed, but he's should really be getting a third, and he needs to be getting a layer. You know, if you're in that 4th gas, he needs to get to. You know, if you see the Terran expand, you know, really quick like that, you know, I guess he hasn't really scouted it. No, and he's going to scout it now, but you need to get that 3rd down as soon as possible. You see, he's even going for his 3rd before Nasreth is getting his 3rd. So even, I mean, granted, you know, this is out of position and this is going to be in position, but that's still trouble for the Zerg. So economically, this Terran is going to have a lead. I mean, if we look at the unit counting station here, it's 32 SCVs to 45 drones. And, you know, Tafye is still mass-producing drones, but with those mules, he can really kick into high gear and really saturate those bases. So Nasreth getting a lot of roaches here, and I do like that decision because he saw, you know, the Blue Flame Hellions, so, you know, you got to imagine that he's going some kind of tech route in the sense of factory units. And, you know, Marauders are almost non-existent in this map in a way. He's going to, a little bit of lag spike, sorry, my computer is lousy, I know. Gonna elevator these Hellions up, you know, we've seen that a lot lately, and this could do a lot of damage potentially. See how he reacts. And he gets right in the middle of the line, you gotta run those drones! Oh, not good, he's gonna lose a lot of drones here. If we look at the, elevating it up, and just running down here, he needs to get that queen ready to attack. Running the queen away, needs to take down that medevac. This is not good. If we look at the kill tab here, workers killed, we got 9 workers killed, so that's trouble. And go back to the income tab. You know, he's starting to catch up. You know, that drone harassment's doing well, but he needs to keep producing those workers. You know, that's one big thing as Terran and Protoss. You know, you need to keep building those workers. You need to keep on top of your mules in order to stay economically aligned with Zerg. You know, he's got his 3rd up. They each have their 3rds up, but you know, this isn't even close to saturated. And you know, this is saturated pretty well, but this is looking very lackluster. I know he's making drones right now, and he's also making roaches. But the army value, you know, Nasreth is way ahead. But that army's not going to really be able to do anything. You know, he's got a couple siege tanks out, and you know, a bunker. And I'm not sure why he's scanning his own main, but you know what? I guess he's worried about burrowed roaches. I mean, yeah, whatever. I'm not mad at him. So, anyway, and you know, these roaches need to get some upgrades going too. You know, you need at least carapace and attack probably. You know, you just can't have unupgraded roaches. You know, getting the glial reconstitution. That's what it's called, right? Yeah. But you also need to get burrow and movement speed underground, movement underground. What the heck is that called? Where's his roach? That is called tunneling claws. And he keeps scanning his own base. I'm assuming he's worried about those burrowed roaches, but the roaches are right here. My phone's going off. The battle's about to happen. These roaches are getting pounded. He's going around back. I like that decision. Taking out the gas. The gas is very, very important for Terran. You know, Mutilates Harass. First you want to target SCVs, and then, you know, you kind of want to go for the add-ons. And then probably I would say gas. You know, because you don't want to get supply depots. Those are cheap and easy. Well, I mean, I guess you'd rather get tanks than the gas. I mean, that's an obvious thing. But in terms of buildings, I'd say add-ons and then gas, because those add-ons take a while to build, especially a reactor. And if it's a tech lab, you might be researching something. You're looking for the blinking lights. Take that out before it finishes, and the gas will just really slow them down. A gas-starved Terran is going to be in a lot of trouble because he just has to mass Marines or something. It just isn't that great. And we see Burrow in the tunneling claws en route already, and Tafye going to be moving out. I wonder what's going to happen here. I don't know if he's going to go attack, or if he's going to, he's got those roaches pretty much trapped. He needs to siege up those tanks before moving in. That's not a bad siege right there. Get a little more of a concave, oh, get more siege going. That's way too far out. He's going to lose all these roaches right here because I'm not sure why Nasreth just waited over there, He probably should have moved out. Also, Tafye, 50 minutes in the game, you need to be getting upgrades a lot sooner than that. He's only got the one, they're floating a lot of minerals and stuff here. Just dump it into upgrades. Dump it into more buildings. We've got 5 barracks and 2 factories, and you're floating 2K and 400 gas. Like I said, that taking out that gas really kind of hurt him there, and really delayed, his tech in that sense. And some decent creep spread going on here by Nasreth back at home base, and creep spread is absolutely vital against Terran. So this is an interesting move. He's placing the orbital here. I disagree with that entirely. You need a planetary fortress there without a doubt. And if you take these Zelnaga watchtowers, you siege up all around here. Zerg cannot take that gold until he gets broodlords, and by then you should have Vikings out really. But not having a planetary there might lead to trouble in the later game. That is going to be my guess. And this is also a blind cast, by the way, too, just to let you guys know. I have not watched this game. I don't know what's going to happen. Scan going down. Nasreth floating a lot of minerals and stuff. You see he's getting a spire now, and he's finally getting his upgrades going. With 16 minutes is a little bit too late. I would definitely say get those early. Why does that look blue on my minimap? Alright, I'm just losing my mind. Never mind. Sorry. And, income, he's about to catch up, that base is just going to really just skyrocket, Tafye here. You can see with the 4 mules, once he gets that more saturated, it's going to be big trouble for Nasreth. So not really too much going on right now. We've got a tank line right here. He needs to get some upgrades for those tanks. I see an engineering bay and an armory finally going down. He's got tanks sitting here. Supply depot is just kind of walling that off. I kind of like that decision to help prevent those Ling run-bys and those roaches to come and eat those up. And, he's going on to his 4th base here. It's 4 base to 4 base. Nasreth is, he's maxed out. He's in a little bit of trouble, in my opinion, He's got that gold up. He doesn't have that planetary, though, which is going to be, a little bit bothersome. I'm predicting that to be in big trouble very, very shortly. And he's completely open to the backside. Nobody has this tower. You just run in with a few units there, and that spells out trouble. And here we go, moving in roaches here. And I'm not sure when he's going to lift. He's got this tower here, so I guess we'll see when he sees them. And he does see them now, because he uprooted them, unburrowed them. I never get that right, unfortunately. And, he has to retreat here. Now, you really need broodlords in this case. He's got this high ground position. He's got the gold. And, he's getting marauders and everything. Marauders, tanks, just tear apart roaches. They don't do good at all. So really, I can see he's getting upgraded. You need that infestation pit, to get to the hive. Maybe Funk will grow some of those marines. He has a lot of medevacs, though. And this could be dangerous, especially if he starts elevating units up there. And I think that's what he's going to do. We haven't seen too much harassment from the medevacs this game. A little bit more would definitely help. And moving out is Nasreth. That's some great timing. Just run the elevator in, but it really doesn't do much. He's going to lose those meters if he doesn't control them. He does control them, luckily. And evolution chambers are going down to stop those upgrades. Luckily, they were just beginning, so it didn't really matter. Oh, they don't go down. But those tanks are just selling away. This is really, really good play by Tafye, I think. I'm not sure why he's loading up right now. I don't think that's the right thing to do. I think you need to draw those roaches into that tank fire. You need to stay there. That might be why he's loading. Unloading. Because he's going to lose the entire force because, he invested heavily into marauders to counter these guys, to counter these roaches, and now he's paying the price for not having enough marines for the anti-air. So that's a big win for Nasreth right there. You know, he's going to easily be able to clean this up now. And, you know, that's why Marauders are questionable kind of in TDZ like that. You know, I wouldn't suggest getting Marauders really. Unless, you know, I mean, it was pure roach for a bit, but, you know, a little bit greedy right there, Nasreth, and losing a decent number of mutas. And, so we're back to the stalemate. And this base went down. Oh, I missed that. A little bit of drop harassment by Tafye. That's some really good play. You know, to keep the Zerg split like that. You know, you make a drop here or drop here. You know, attack from the main, and it really, you know, both players floating a lot of minerals and maxed out Nasreth. So this is the point where Zerg is scary, when he's floating a lot of minerals and not too much gas, but you know he's maxed out, but he can easily remax. You know, especially with Zerglings, and easily remax. And, you know, it's going to be harder for the Terran to remax because he doesn't have all that larva saved up. You know, this attack being absolutely just deflected, that was pretty good by Tafye in the end. If you look at the unit lost had, you know, Zerg is falling far behind in this game. And, you know, the Harvester count is pretty even. But at the same time, this is the gold base. This is the gold base not taken. I guess that's the gold base taken. Whatever. Don't worry about it. It's cool. Having a good time. Look at APM, why not? You know, some decent APM coming from these guys. You know, this is not the highest level of game, but it's not a very low level game either. This is some pretty decent plays. I really like Tafye's, you know, drops here. He needs to focus and do something here. You know, maybe take on that queen. His evolution chambers aren't doing anything. You know, there's only still a lair. Spawning pool is a good decision to take down, but he's not really making Zerglings. So I would probably focus that roach lair. But I mean, this is your game, not mine. I'm not going to question what's going on here. So, you know, not really saturated. He made the planetary here instead of here. I would have made that an orbital. I don't know, you know. Way oversaturated. Needs to transfer these. And losing a lot of mutalisks there. Not a good trade because you didn't take anything out. So I guess it wasn't really a trade. Not a good suicide. Mind out in the main. Mind out in the main. Gas is still going on. This, you need to transfer a few of these drones. You need to start expanding some more. You know, if you're worried about drop harassment, just throw up a couple spine crawlers. What did I do? I'm not sure what I did. I guess I went back in time. I'll speed it up. I don't know why I was doing that. Yeah, I was pressing BC, that's why. I don't know what that did. Whatever. So, you know, just build a couple spine crawlers there. I was trying to play the game for him, even though it's a replay. Jesus. Okay, so it's even food right here. You know, build a couple of spine crawlers, though, you know, and you'll defend those drops. But spawning pool here is not a very good decision. Excuse me, just because you know he's harassed that before, and he knows that you're going to want to expand there. You know, you're going to need some spine crawlers there to really stop that. And I like the fact that he's taking this base here. An engagement about to happen here. Scanning to go see early. You know, Hive is not on the way yet. You know, this is a pretty scary force. If he sieges those tanks up, Nasreth's going to be in trouble. And he has no idea what's coming. This is a really good play by Nasreth, though, and he's about to surround everything. And that's a lot of trouble for our Terran player, Tafye. You can see a big battle ensuing. And because he had that positioning, and he wasn't able to siege up, Nasreth just absolutely dominates that battle there. And he needs to take out this expansion. Oh, crap, it shows the game. Ah, damn it. Oh, man. I guess I screwed up a little bit. Sorry, guys. So you can see that there's a little more left of the game. Hopefully you didn't notice it too much. So the one Mutalist is slowly taking down these medevacs. He's about to get fried because he's going to be following it and not moving back, as I thought. And see, this is where the planetary would come in big, because with all these units, you could maybe stop that roach force if you had it ever sieged up already there, and that was a planetary. You know, you could repair this, be doing a lot of damage. You need to lift that LLL. I almost just pressed L. I don't know what that would do in the game, but you know, the Terran player in a lot of trouble here because these roaches just took down that expansion. Roaches doing work, but these Marauders are also just cleaning up these roaches. 1-1 Marauder siege tank. That's the difference in the siege tank. Still 0-0 for the mech. I don't really like that at all, but hey, you know, there we go. So getting a phone call here, and I will cancel that phone call because I am in the middle of a cast. Sorry about that, Laura. And continue on with the cast. You know, creep spread all the way to the base over here. Everything seems to be going okay for our Zerg player. You know, coming in with some Mutalisks maybe to harass. And another push coming from Tafye. I'm not sure this is the best decision. I would be focusing more on taking out those expansions rather than making a push to the front. Because this is, I mean, you have to assume that's mined out because you're mined out. And, you know, and a couple good tank shots in here could really do some damage. And it does do the damage. He really needs to get those 2-2s finished. He should have waited for a little timing push. And he leaves the tanks by himself. That's a great thing to do if you have Mutalisks in high numbers, especially like that. You know, if he goes forward getting greedy, trying to take out, you know, whatever units are there with this anti-air, feel free to just go clean up those tanks, you know? Because you really have to leapfrog those tanks. And leapfrogging is, you know, one siege here, one siege here, one siege here. And slowly do it, because if you siege all at once, you know, you could get caught with your pants down. Metaphorically speaking. Not literally speaking. Because nobody would really know about pants in the game. Well, I guess, I don't know. But this Expo is going to be cleaned up again, I'm sure. Even though there's 3 missile turrets here, he's got a bunch of mutas incoming in. He's not being careful with his Mutalisk. And finally, the planetary goes down, but this gold is a little mined out, so it's not going to be as effective. And finally, some base harassment, which is what I was waiting for. Taking down those Terran production facilities is absolutely vital in these games. You know, the Terran's going to be either forced to pull back or make a counterattack. As you can see, he stims and just sits there, but that's okay. So he's losing his base, and you know, there's not enough Thors, not enough Marines from the Terran player here, and you know, he's got some Thors and stuff coming out now. And you know, like I said before, oh, these mutas are clumped. Why don't you attack? Oh, Magic Box. That was some pretty good micro there by Nasreth. Takes down that Thor, which is going to be absolutely big coming up. He should go over here and just take those guys out. There's no anti-air. So, lost all his add-ons, and Tafye taking down that supply depot. I guess that's a Rebellion supply depot. Oh, maybe not. You know, a lot of idle workers for Tafye. He really needs to transfer those SCVs to other bases. You know, oh, I love this by Nasreth. What's a great thing to do is pig that burrow. You cannot land an SCV there, command center, or build one. And if you also group it up with an overlord at the same time, you know, it's going to require a scan and a marine. So it really throws off the players, the Terran player. And, you know, I was thinking that Nasreth was going to be taking the lead here easily, but this push is absolutely devastating to Nasreth. I mean, he's definitely not able to hold this right now. You know, he's just getting high 30 minutes into the game. Nasreth, what are you thinking, man? Come on. You know, what are you thinking? And everything is just going down. And his hive is coming here, so if that goes down, I don't know what he's going to do. You know, he needs to counter and take out some expansions. You know, Tafye, if you just send off a dropship over here, just one of these dropships filled with the Marines and Marauders, it could do some absolute lethal damage to Nasreth. Though he's doing some really lethal damage. But 24 roaches in production for Nasreth. So is it possible that we're going to see either a base trade, but he's also splitting up his forces dangerously here. He needs to bring those tanks with him. I do like the decision to split off here and kind of scout off a little bit. But I would bring him in the medevac and just pull it back once I see him with his army. The hive going down, but is he going to get any hive structures down like an Ultralisk cavern? Or, I mean, I guess that's really it because the spire got taken down. So, no, he doesn't, and a lair is being produced over here. And now he's down to 3 base. This is almost mined out, so it's kind of like 2.5 base. This is not saturated, so it's 1.5 base. And he's just losing roaches. He really needs to pull those back. He needs those 3 upgrades because Tafye is starting to get his 3rd attack upgrade, and he's moving on to 2 armor. That's armor. Just kidding. So Tafye really doesn't like some of his buildings. He's just taking down that missile turret. I would not advise doing that in a game because you would probably need those in case he comes with more mutas. But as you can see, there's no mutas out in the map. Otherwise, that medevac would be in trouble. And the roach horn is going down, and it probably will go down. It does go down, yes. And Nasreth, you know, he's going to take out, you know, a majority of his attack force here. But I mean, at what cost? You know, you've got too many guys on this, and you know, just transfer that. I like the infestation pit coming down. Spire being produced somewhere. And he has another roach warren over there, so it didn't really matter that he took down that roach warren. I'm not sure why he had another one. Maybe it was a little sneaky, but I wonder if he knows that he has the other roach warren still. You know, he's not producing any roaches, even though he's got, you know, a decent amount of minerals. Needs some more overlords coming up soon. You know, this planetary will not fall to this attack, I don't think. You know, as long as Tafye is, you know, smart about this. I'm not sure why he's getting blue planet Hellions still. And that's good because he's going to take out that tank. It's going to do huge damage. You know, you need to drop back to that planetary and just mass repair that planetary. See, yeah, that planetary just makes such a huge difference, especially against some clustered forces like a roach ball or zerglings or... And Infestor's coming out, and I do wonder if he got any upgrades for them. No, he didn't, unfortunately. If you start that pathogen glands, Infestors take, God, I don't know how long, 50 seconds to build. So 30 seconds into this, and you know that you'll start off with 75 energy. So I like to get that and then wait for 30 to 31 seconds on the infestation pit. And then I can start getting Infestors, which work absolute wonders versus Terran. That bio ball would not be moving. You know, you stem run away, you know, it makes it hard if Terran has good micro, but, you know, it just negates a lot of micro. And, you know, not a good angle here. He's just taking out those add-ons, and, you know, that's a good decision. But he's also losing a lot of roaches at the same time. And I don't think he even knows that he's got that roach warren still. He needs to be, he's got some medevacs there he needs to pull back. So he is going to clean this up, but he did sustain a lot of damage. He was trying to take out those buildings. You know, I'd focus a little bit more on the army, you know, though it is pretty expendable. So he does recognize that he can make roaches still, unless he made another roach warren, which I don't believe he did. These infestors are just saving up energy, and they are finally going to be using that fungal growth that is ever so important I was telling you about. And a lot of barracks is coming down from Tafye, building them side by side, so those will only be able to make marines unless they lift and make tech labs. And we got another Thor in play, even though there's no Mutalisks out. We do have Neural Parasite coming out, which, you know, I wouldn't suggest versus a Bioball army, because Neural Parasite, you can only control one unit, and, you know, I'd rather just use Infestation or whatever, I can't even talk. Fungal Growth. I'd much rather use Fungal Growth. So he's going to see this push coming, and he's engaging here, which he shouldn't. I don't know why he doesn't have concussive shells. That seems like the most obvious upgrade to get. But this is going to be some big damage if he gets off those fungals. And he does. And those medevacs are hopefully going to go down. Oh, that's some big damage. Oh, those fungal growths came up huge. Not enough medevacs. And, you know, that spelled out a lot of trouble. If he had gotten those a little bit early, he'd be in pretty good shape. That is the infestors. So, you know, he doesn't really have much. And so he's going to do some infestor play here. But this is almost entirely mined out. He's got a ton of minerals. He needs to just be producing mass stuff. I mean, he's got the minerals. He's got the gas. I mean, he doesn't really have too much in the production facilities. I don't know why he's just getting those tech labs back. Still with a lack of concussive shells. And nitro packs, nobody gets that. Who are you kidding? So these roaches are going in. And I'm hoping he neural parasites this Thor. That would be really cool. You know, that's a great thing to do. And he scouts it. Fungals it. Are you gonna neural parasite? Get it. Come on. Oh, there we go. Love to see that. And now you can just target fire that Thor down. That's when you're gonna target it. You really want to target it now. And you do want to target that. And no such luck targeting it, but the Thor, you know, without any upgrades, really is just gonna go down very easily. You know, that's why you gotta either choose pretty much between either going a mech build or you know, bio-ish build. I mean, I guess you could go Marine Tank, which is a little bit of a combination of both. Loses some investors there, but, you know, but you really need to get upgrades no matter what you do. And, you know, I've seen a lot of, like, Thor tank Hellion pushes, you know, 3-3 that are very dangerous. So, these infested Terrans taking down those barracks, and, you know, that's been one of the big things that Nasreth's done really well, is that taking out those production facilities for Terran. And, you know, he's floating so many minerals and gas, and so much gas, but he can't really make anything because he doesn't have anything to make it with. If we look at our unit counting station here, I guess that doesn't do buildings, does it? I wonder if there's one that does buildings. Army? No. Whatever, it doesn't matter. But, you know, he's got a couple buildings here, and he's making ghosts. He's probably going to EMP those infestors, which is a great decision. I like that. Always going to go for nukes. Finally, Greater Spire coming 40 minutes into the game. It's okay, Nasreth. You know, this is a very risky decision without getting those Broodlords out. So, you know, he pulls up some tanks there. And, ooh, he's going to mass command centers here. And, you know, you might be scratching your head at that, but these are going to be planetary fortresses, which are so hard to take down in those positions, because you can't get too great of an angle on them with roaches. You know, zerglings, you could do a run by, but if you get some siege tanks and everything there, that spells out trouble. I would have maybe built them there, so you could take in here, so you could take the Xelnaga watchtowers, you know, and place tanks there and just shell that away, and, you know, get some Vikings and, you know, pretty much just say GG, because you can't really do too much against that as a Zerg player. That's why this map, you know, I do like it, but you know, late game, oftentimes it becomes, you know, you draw a line down the middle here, and you know, that's pretty much how it goes. One player takes the top, the other player takes the bottom, which is clearly happening here. So this is out. You know, a little bit of mineral here, not really worth it. You know, both are out. And, you know, he's still got a full base right here. And, you know, finally spending that money's going down. The Broodlords are coming out, and Tafye is going to have no idea about that. So that's going to pretty much negate the planetaries that are supposed to be coming here. Otherwise, they're just kind of hanging out. So he's building more turrets. He really needs to scout that, and you know, he's got a reactor coming, but I imagine he's going to make more medevacs. He's really been relying heavily on these medevacs. And LOL coming from Tafye. He is having fun this game. You know, the 2-2 upgrades are going to do absolute damage to the Terran player here, and he's got 2-1 or 1-2 upgrades for the Broodlings when they come out. But I would bring those Corruptors with him. And oh, this is going to be some serious trouble right here for Tafye. He has nothing to really defend this. You know, he needs to be really just, there we go, producing lots of Vikings. I mean, that's the only thing that's going to stop it. And oh no, these planetaries are just going to get shelled, and they're just going to be absolutely useless. Tafye is saying you stole his idea. I don't think Terran can make Broodlords. Maybe in Heart of the Swarm. So Tafye, I guess Tafye must have given Nasreth the idea to go Broodlords. Or maybe Tafye plays Zerg on the side. I don't really know. But he needs to be getting those Thors out and just hitting those. You know, a number of Thors can do some decent damage. Or stimming those Marines and trying to take those out, even though that's very dangerous. But you gotta do something drastic here. Drastic times call for drastic measures. And he's moving in! Excuse me, my dinner's coming up. Ooh. And these Vikings are going to be able to do a little bit of work on these Broodlords. If he's not careful, he might lose these Broodlords. And that would be absolutely terrible because you'd need to morph them in and it takes forever. He's going to lose this one to the tower. Yep. And, you know, he's taking down this planetary, so he's making a dent. But, you know, he's got this Thor still. And he needs to be producing Vikings and Thors. You know, that's going to be a big counter to those Broodlords. Because the Broodlords, you know, what do they have for range on this? 12, and I think Broodlords have 13. No, they only have 9.5. Thor outranges a Broodlord that bad? Jeez. So theoretically, you could just shoot and run, but Broodlords are so slow, as we all know. But in any case, you know, he needs those Thors and Vikings to really counter. And as you can see here, a big Mutaball, so that would really help with the Thor. But the Thor's going down. And I think this is just going to be about GG. You know, they're each floating a bit. He's got so much gas. Oh, you need to spend that. You know, he's got nothing really to defend this. Oh, and yep, that's the GG right there. So that's pretty much the game. I know it was a pretty long game, so I apologize for that. But it is a game that I did want to cast because Nasreth had asked me to cast it. So for my next cast, I am thinking about doing a few different things. You know, I might do another blind cast, but I also might, you know, do a first-person view of me playing. You know, maybe to get some feedback about how I play, or maybe, you know, some people actually asked if you know, they wanted to see it, or I might be doing a replay where I try to, you know, really focus on what I was doing in that game, and, you know, try to get some help and on my mechanics and everything, because I do want to become a better player. So thank you so much for watching, and have a good night.